If you ask many people what their favorite family van is, chances are their answer is going to be the Mercedes-Benz V-Class. While I'm in no position to judge them for liking nice things, I can offer a cost-effective alternative. Enter the Opel Zafira Life Edition, a family van with a bunch of weird names but does the people-moving thing very well. For the purpose of this video, I'm just going to refer to it as the Opel Zafira or just the Zafira. In this video, we'll review this 8-seater's design, its interior and practicality, how it is to drive, and how much it costs. Without wasting any more time, let's get straight into it. In terms of design, the first thing that you notice about the Zafira is its sheer size, especially when you look at some of its features. For example, these mirrors and these 17-inch wheels look minute on this 5.3-meter long bus. It's not an ugly bus at all, but it's not going to win any beauty contest. It's just a practical vehicle that manages to slip under the radar. So much so that many people who saw me with it didn't even know it exists. So if you're looking to get the attention of slay queens, then this is not the vehicle for you. However, I must admit that those black mirror caps and those alloy wheels do this car a couple of favors in terms of its overall look. So, what are your thoughts in terms of the design of the Zafira? Would you go for its understated looks, or would you opt for the van with the most controversial design on the South African market? Let me know in the comment section below, and while you're at it, please like, share and subscribe. Do all of those YouTube things, I really do appreciate it. Moving to the front seat, and the dashboard design is really nothing to write home about. This vehicle may not have a multifunctional steering wheel, but if you feel for this stalk over here, you can change your audio settings. A similar stalk is available on the left-hand side of your steering wheel for your cruise control and speed limiter settings. Behind your steering wheel, you will find a pair of paddle shifters which help you have some form of control over which gear you're in. But if you're a racing fanatic, there's no sport mode to talk about here. In the middle of your dashboard, there's a 7-inch infotainment system with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Like other Opels I've reviewed on this channel, this system is easy to use with little to no lag to mention. Perhaps the fanciest thing on this Zafira's dashboard is the gear selector. It looks so out of place because everything else in here is so basic. In terms of practicality, you have huge door bins, a pair of armrests, and some of the shallowest cup holders I've ever seen in the motoring industry. Overall, the front seat is a good place to find everything you need, but very little of what you want. Moving to the middle row, and this is probably where you want to find yourself in this bus. Sitting behind my normal driving position, you have ample room. Legroom and knee room are great, and if headroom is a problem in this, then no car will be big enough for you. One nice touch in here includes these 3 seats with a 60-40 split for added adjustability. You also have a 12-volt socket on your left side and a 220-volt socket on your right side to charge all of your devices. For added practicality, you'll find a pair of nets behind the front row seats and some big door bins in each door. Perhaps the best part of this middle row are these picnic tables you find behind each front row seat. Perhaps the only problem I have with these again is the shallowness of the cup holders. Overall, this middle row is where it's at in the Zafira. Moving to the third row, and there's still more or less the same amount of room you find in the second row. You also have the same 60-40 split on these seats, which is a nice touch. A few strange things to mention in here is that you have the deepest cup holders in the entire vehicle in the third row. You also only have one 12-volt socket in here on the left-hand side of the vehicle. If you are looking for storage for your house keys and your phone in here, good luck. And if you want any form of ventilation, you'll have to rely on these air vents because the windows for the second and the third row of the Zafira do not open. Moving to the boot, and it is probably one of the reasons why people opt for this kind of vehicle instead of a 7-seater SUV. It is massive. On paper, this boot measures up to around 1060 liters, but what makes it all the more practical is the non-existence of a load lip and the squared off design. The only useless thing that I can mention in here is the embarrassingly small parcel shelf. I don't even know what it's doing in here, but it doesn't really have a real purpose in this vehicle. If you are looking for a spare tire, it has a full-size one with a steel mag under the car. I wish it was an alloy, but I'm grateful for the fact that it isn't the Mari biscuit. Under the hood, you'll find a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo diesel engine putting out 110 kilowatts of power and 370 Newton meters of torque. Power is sent to the front wheels via an 8-speed automatic transmission. 0 to 100 is done in around 11.2 seconds, and this bus should go on to a top speed of 185 kilometers per hour. Fuel consumption is claimed to be 6.3 liters per 100, but I managed to achieve around 7 liters per 100 kilometers, which isn't bad for a vehicle of this size. Out on the open road, the Opel Zafira is a great drive. The high riding position and its short nose makes it easy to maneuver in tight spaces. This is also aided by the parking sensors and reverse camera. The Zafira is also a very comfortable vehicle. The light steering, smooth changes, and relatively quiet cabin makes it a pleasurable drive. While the Zafira is not hesitant to get up to speed, Under heavy acceleration, the engine's sound tends to invade the cabin, and if you change direction suddenly, the Zafira is more than happy to remind you how big it is. Standard safety equipment which comes standard on this Zafira Life Edition includes blind spot detection, auto headlamps, hill climb assist, and 4 airbags. So, what's the damage? Well, if you want an Opel Zafira Life Edition, expect to pay around 819,900 Rand. If you finance that over 72 months with no deposit and no balloon payments at an interest rate of 11.75%, expect to pay around 15,950 Rand. Add 2 full tanks of diesel and that amount goes up to around 19,100 Rand. When you buy a new Opel Zafira, it comes with a 5-year 100,000 kilometer service plan and a 5-year 100,000 kilometer warranty. So, what are my final thoughts on the Opel Zafira Life Edition? Honestly, I have mixed views over this trim level. While it isn't terribly priced, for an extra 120,000 Rand, you can get the range-topping Elegance variant. Spec-wise, it comes standard with leather trim on the seats and the steering wheel, chrome door handles, active cruise control, 10 speakers, and keyless entry with keyless start, to mention a few. I could go on and talk about the panoramic sunroof and electric sliding doors, but I think you get the picture. I should tell you, however, that the Elegance model comes with 7 seats instead of the 8 that you find in this edition model. At the end of the day, this bus is a third of the price of your favorite van. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a like, and if you want to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. But guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Until the next one, take care and stay driven. If I'm blessed enough to own one of these vehicles, I'm never eating cold food again. Look how much space there is in this engine bay. Whatever you do with that information is up to you, Chief.